What in the world is going on with Sun and Moon single prices right now? There are multiple cards from multiple sets that went from biscuits to Benjamins. Waifu cards going for $300. Charizards are falling off the face of the earth. And the Lovebirds card from Team Up is over $400.
Has the planet gone mad? I seek justice. Denied.
In today's episode, we're going to look at some different cards that I think might be the next big one, and see if we can make a prediction for the future. But if not, don't get triggered. This is just my opinion. So yeah, guys, what I'm trying to do is figure out what in the world has sparked this craze specifically for this card, and I want to try to bottle this lightning that is happening. I mean, you guys can see it right here, just raw. And this went up actually $20 from last night when I wrote this episode. This card is now going for $443. If you don't know what this is the Latios Latias full RGX card from Team Up. I refer to it as the Lovebirds card. And this card used to go for 50 or 60 bucks when the set first came out, and now it's approaching $500 and almost $2,000 in a PSA 10. To put that into perspective for someone with me, old brain, old habits, old Pokemon cards, the caliber of vintage card that you could get in a PSA 10 for almost $2,000 is up there. And for this card, which I would argue is very contemporary, obviously, compared to those cards, going at this price, fetching $2,000 for a PSA 10 is mind-boggling to me. But, hey, it's the times, it's what people are into, and we have to make note of it and give it the attention it deserves, honestly. So, first pick on my list is going to be the Alakazam EX Secret Rare card from Fates Collide. So we've discussed this card in the past, guys. It does turn out to be the most expensive card in Fates Collide, and Fates Collide doesn't have the biggest of bangers, and I don't think that it is getting its just desserts quite yet. But this card is super, super undervalued in my opinion. I've said it multiple times in the past. It flies deep, deep under the radar. If we look at the card, the reason why I also think it gets nerfed out is Alakazam is in the forefront. It is the featured Pokemon of the card, but it also features Lugia and Umbreon, which are two huge fan favorites. And I would argue that Alakazam is also a fan favorite from our childhood, but this card could easily be thrown in the artwork, I mean, into like a Sun and Moon set. Like when we think of those artworks, I mean, this is borderline alternate art for me, and it's from XY, which they didn't even exist in that time. So this card, especially between $20 and $30, which I'm seeing here. Also, guys, I want to throw this in there. Don't forget to hit the buttons if you're enjoying this content. Hit the subscribe button, the like, the bell. It all helps. I appreciate all of it. I can't do it without you. Now, the PSA 10s go for a little bit more, but I think $300 is an absolute bargain. This might be one of those cards that you want to keep your eye on in terms of future value. Next on my list, guys, is going to be the Mewtwo GX Secret Rare from Shining Legends. So yeah, guys, I think we forget about this card. And with everything going on, this is another one of those bangers that has the alternate art feel, and it's starting to tick up from what I've seen. I was looking a little bit of price tracking, and you can see it here in a PSA 10. It is definitely popping off a little bit. Let me see if I can take out all of these other charts here. So yeah, you're definitely seeing an uptick. So we saw it sell for $54, and then now it's kind of at about $67. Kind of a big uptick in terms of cards. It was all over the place. It's been, I think overall, it's been very stagnant, but there is value as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this is the feature card in a very well-received and well-liked set, which is Shining Legends, and I think it's definitely undervalued. It is a fan favorite card, and the artwork is probably, honestly, one of the best of its era, in my opinion. I mean, this screams nostalgia. It screams the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie when he's just about to break out. Everything about this card, I think, spells future value. And even at $60, I think it's a definite buy. And something else to take into consideration, guys, when you're looking at chart tracking and you're basing it off of last sold on eBay, what it doesn't do is take condition into account. So we could be dealing with a light play version that sells for $40 and it drags down kind of the average or price of a near mint to mint, and then you guys go on to eBay and say, hey, I can't find this for less than 70. maybe the condition is the determining factor. So up third on this list, guys, is going to be the full art Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia from Cosmic Eclipse. And like we were talking about earlier, guys, I almost featured the Lily's this Lily Full Force just because Lily seems to be popping off in general everywhere. I mean, everyone loves them some waifu. Everyone loves them some Lily. So this was one. These two were definitely right there, but after looking at it and just trying to make a call, because an argument can be made for both, this card is just stunning. If you guys have seen it in person, oh my gosh. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. Once again, I mean, it's just a statue of the cards, and it's in like a coliseum, and the perspective is super sick. I just love everything about this card. Everything about this, once again, screams value. I know we're ticking up in price, and 124 is not for the faint of heart, but it definitely could be one of those situations where, you know, down the line, maybe a $300 card, and then, you know, you'll look back at this and be like, damn, I wish I would have picked it up right then. I mean, let's just look at the price tracking real quick. Once again, you can see the uptick. I mean, we were down here in the $39 area, and right now we're kind of stagnant at $119. Imagine if you bought a stock for $20 and it went to $100. Within, what, almost a year? You would be a savant. People would be coming to you for advice on the stock market. You'd be banging your chest, eating a $400 lunch in a Skyrise. Fourth up on our list is the Full Art Rosa from Cosmic Eclipse. All right, guys, so talking about waifus, I know we just talked about this card, but this one is right next to it. It's at 160. Now, I don't know how incredibly relevant Rosa is in comparison to, like, let's say Lily or something like that. Now, me personally, I'm not one of these wild waifu boys, and don't get me wrong, though. I love me some waifu, but I'm also, you know, going for other cards, and this is definitely its own niche within a niche, and I love it. I personally am all about it. And when you bring out some thick... Stop it. Okay, don't do that. You get what I'm saying, though. You bring out cards like this, artworks, people are going to want them. 151 last sold on eBay. PSA 10 and at 403. I mean, just raw. I mean, the literal raw prices of these waifu cards are extraordinary as far as I'm concerned. I mean, look at the movement. Everything is moving. I mean, they're hitting new highs left and right every day that passes. I mean, it is incredible. It's incredible to watch. All right, guys, last on our list, and one that I really think you should be keeping your eyes out for, and that's going to be the Full Art Gengar and Mimikyu from Team Up. Maybe a biased pick. I'm sorry. The card is literally filth. It is beautiful. I love the artwork. I'm not even a huge Mimikyu fan. The Pokemon kind of creeps me out, to be fair. But Gengar itself, this card in person, if you've ever experienced this card in person, it is super texture. It's simple yet beautiful all at once. The prices that it's fetching are definitely proving that point. I mean, on eBay, it's almost at $200. And I would have to assume those are closer to near mint to mint. And then PSA 10's $400. I think it's definitely still undervalued. And once again, I know this is not a beer budget take on this particular type of episode, but I have to call a spade a spade. I see a big future for this card in general. And then, I mean, just with Gengar, also thinking about Gengar being a feature Pokemon for Ash in his last season, I have to take that into consideration. This is definitely going to be a small dagger in the nostalgic hearts of a lot of kids today, along with guys like me who just love the Pokemon in general. I mean, my God, I based my entire channel around it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, you know what to do. That's going to be it for me. Let me know how you felt in the comments. Sound off down below. I can't wait to hear from you guys. And I can't wait to see you on the next live or the next episode. Peace.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. It's time to hit the button already. Do it now. What do you think, I'm dancing for free here?